Hey, hey everybody. Hey Jack, good to see you. Come on in, come on in. It's an incredible day, one of the best, really. And today on Coffee with Scott Adams, we're going to have a good time, even if you're listening to this at 1.5 times speed. Well, you'll just get the goodness a little bit faster that way, won't you? But you're only going to get that in replay. I'm afraid I can't talk that fast in real time. But before we begin, what would make this extra special? I think you know. It's a simultaneous sip, and all you need is a cup or a mug or a glass, a tankard, chalice, a stein, a canteen, jug, or flask, a vessel of any kind. This is a problem. I can't reach my coffee cup because my microphone isn't long enough. This is a problem. All right, you're going to have to come with me. YouTube, stay where you are. Periscope, come with me. Come with me. Oh, yeah. There we go. That's the good stuff. Join me now for the unparalleled pleasure, the dopamine hit of the day, the thing that makes everything better. It's called the simultaneous sip. It happens now. Go. I can't put my cup. So here's my take on the illegitimate press that we have in this country. You're seeing a lot of the anti-Trumpers use a phrase called the big lie. So they're using this label, the big lie, to talk about Trump's claim that the election had been fraudulent. Now, you may be familiar that the phrase big lie comes from Nazi propaganda. And the idea is that the Nazis said, if you tell a small lie, such as somebody stole a loaf of bread or something, people are inclined, maybe believe it, maybe not. But if you tell a lie that's so big, if it's big enough, people will believe it because they will say to themselves, well, nobody could tell a lie that big. Like if you heard tomorrow that an actual alien spaceship landed in the middle of the Capitol and all of the news reported it was true, that's so big that it's probably true, right? Your brain just says, that can't be not true. How could that be not true? Everybody is reporting it. How could that not be true? Right? So if the lie is big enough, it makes it look more credible. And that is literally a Nazi propaganda trick. That's where we get the phrase, the big lie. Now, when your press in the United States refers to Trump and by extension his followers as spreading the, quote, big lie, what is that doing to public discourse? Well, number one, it conflates Trump supporters by association with Trump, and many of them agreeing with him on this point. It equates them to Nazis. That's what it does. The reason they choose that is to equate Trump and his followers with Nazis. Fuck you. Let me say this to any press person who uses the phrase the big lie and tries to paint Trump supporters as Nazis just in this clever little way. It's racist. It's racist. I regard that like the N-word, but used against me. Right? To me, that is as offensive. That's as offensive as the N-word is to anybody else. Now, can I compare offensiveness? No. I mean, it's subjective. But it's a 10. I would say that if you said to any black American, how bad is the use of the N-word if you're not black when you're using it, how bad is that? I think they say that's a 10 out of 10. I would agree. That's a 10 out of 10. My personal opinion. You can't get any worse than using the N-word, if you're not black. Likewise, this is a 10 out of fucking 10. When you're using literally Nazi imagery to paint your enemies just because they weren't sure that the election had transparency, that's fucking racism. That's a 10 and a fucking 10. And if you use it, as I just read in the Washington Post, somebody using that phrase, you're a fucking racist. You're a fucking racist. Live with it. You fucking racist. Now, you might be a white person being racist against other white people, but it's still the same fucking thing. You're a fucking racist, right? And I believe that my anger about that phrase is going to keep increasing until people understand this is unacceptable behavior. Now, there is a second problem with using this big lie. Do you know what it is? From a persuasion propaganda perspective. Anybody? Anybody? Tell me what is the propaganda brainwashing quality of using the phrase the big lie. In the comments, you're going to have it in a moment. It's making you think past the sale. When they say it's the big lie, they try to make you uncritically accept that it's a lie. We haven't determined that. It has not been determined that it's a lie. It is simply something that the people who don't believe it think is probably not true. It's not the big fucking lie. It's the big fucking probably not true according to you. That's what it is. It's probably not true according to you, if you're people using the big lie phrase. It's not a lie. That would indicate that we know it's not true. We simply know it hasn't been proven that there is any widespread fraud in a court of law. That's what we know. We don't know it's a big fucking lie. And when you tell us it's a big fucking lie, that's a big fucking lie. That's the big lie. Now, remember, I keep telling you, I hate it when Tucker Carlson keeps being right about this. He just keeps being right. That whatever they're doing themselves, they'll accuse you of. And I swear to God, I don't want that to be true. Because I just don't know why it's true. Like, I can't figure out why. Why does this keep being true? But this is exactly what they're doing with this big lie thing. The big lie is to make it look like the thing they're doing, which is lying about the credibility of the election. We don't know it was honest. We don't know that it wasn't honest. We simply don't fucking know. And nobody's fixing it. Nobody's fucking fixing it. There is no effort by anybody that I'm aware of, fact check me on this, to fix the fucking system. Because it's going to be just as non-transparent next time. So here again, the illegitimate press is accusing the right of their own crime, spreading the big lie. Somebody asked me if this phrase, the big lie, is so good persuasively that maybe it came from Cialdini, Robert Cialdini. Now, if you know my history, I've talked about him as possibly being, or probably, being an advisor to the Clinton campaign. There's no indication that he was involved with the Biden campaign. I don't know one way or the other. But somebody asked me, do you think he was behind this phrase, the big lie? I'm going to give you just an opinion. No. And here's why I don't think he was behind the big lie. Because it's a racist, fucking, brainwashing piece of shit thing to do. And I have no reason to believe that Robert Cialdini is a fucking piece of shit. No indication of that. In fact, I believe he's actually taught courses on ethically using persuasion. He would be exactly the opposite of somebody who would give you advice to compare people to fucking Nazis. He didn't do that. Now, I suppose anything's possible, right? I could be wrong. I'm only just speculating. But it's kind of fucking crazy to imagine that a normal person would do this. This isn't what normal people who are good people do. And as far as I know, Cialdini is a normal good person, right? This is fucking evil, right? I have no reason to think he's fucking evil. I think he just likes Democrats more than Republicans. Fine, right? No, no problem with that. Join me now for the unparalleled pleasure, the dopamine hit of the day, the thing that makes everything better. It's called the simultaneous sip, and it happens now. Go.